Hello then, Yellow Army, and welcome back to our latest interview here on official TUFC TV. As you can see, I'm delighted to be joined today by Chris Todd. Chris, you've got a number of different roles at the club, head of youth, under-18s manager. You also assist with the first team coaching as well. How have you been getting on?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. It's nice to be back because I was obviously in shielding for a number of weeks, and it's been good to be back in amongst it, and also looking forward to bringing the youth department back to training again.
Did you find it particularly difficult from a personal level, the shielding experience?
Yeah, it was because I'm not used to that. And I live, breathe football, and my Saturdays are taken up, my weekdays are taken up by football and all that goes with it. So yeah, it was a mentally challenging time for myself, but I kind of tried to sort of learn a little bit more about the game, I suppose, by watching lots of football, which is we have an abundance of games at the minute with Sky and everything, and obviously the streams and whatever. So yeah, it has been a different time in my life for sure, and everybody else as well to go with that. So, but yeah, I've taken the positives out of it as I always do, and looking forward now to really getting back into the swing of things, and obviously bringing the youth back in.
Now, obviously, as the head of youth at Torquay United, you'll be very aware that this is also a very difficult time, has been for the youngsters, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really hard for them. It's been a very, very much stop-start season, and they found it difficult. They're young, they're full of energy, and they haven't been able to use that energy in a positive way because they've been stuck indoors. And one minute we were up and running, the next minute we're shut. Then it was Christmas time, and then we come back, and we were expecting to come back as normal, and it got shut again. So it has been very stop-start for the youngsters, and it's important times for them, and they love their football. And when they haven't got it, it's very hard to take for them youngsters for sure.
And also, if we look back into the summer, of course, things had started so well, of course, because a number of the under-18s were involved in the pre-season games at Plainmoor, wasn't it? And that was a marvellous experience, and gave them a taste of what was to come, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it was something special for them, to have that opportunity within the first team ranks and getting that game time that they got. And then all of a sudden, it's been a very much from a great start of a season to a disaster of a season. But hopefully now there's light at the end of the tunnel, and we can come back and they can get game time again, because our leagues are talking about coming back and finishing off with like a summer league, and hopefully they'll get that opportunity really.
As I say, Chris, it's all starting to get fall back into place. Hopefully, things are starting to go in the right direction everywhere at the moment. But a week on Monday, isn't it? It looks like the youngsters are going to be able to get involved in some football again, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed on that. Obviously, we never quite know what the government's going to throw at us. The plan is to come back. We're preparing to come back. The coaches are already, I'm waiting to come back with their squads. And just on that, I'd like to sort of thank the youth coaches actually, because throughout lockdown they've been doing bits with their teams and keeping them engaged, and it has been a difficult time. So I'd like to thank all those coaches that are working in Torquay United, and for what the effort they've put in to their players. And that shows commitment and their desire to help these kids, and hopefully when we come back we're up and running again, so fingers crossed.
Because we're talking, of course, about the young players and all of the people in the different youth groups looking forward to it, playing football again and get involved in training. Of course, like you mentioned, all the coaches are going to be raring to get back. So because you're very close-knit group of coaches, aren't you?
Yes, they are, and it's great that we've got that little sort of bond as a group of coaches, and I've brought some new ones in my time since coming in as head of youth, and I get that feeling from the coaches. They love their players, and they want them to progress. They love the football club. They wear their badge on their heart. They really do, and that's something special really that we have in the background, and they don't get talked about much because it's just their job, you know, that they turn up and they on the wintry nights or whatever it may be, and they do this twice a week sometimes, and they put a lot of commitment into the football club, and they want the best for the kids, and they just like myself, they love seeing our kids progress and go on a pathway really, and a journey. But yeah, they've done brilliant over lockdown, and I do thank them for that.
Because there is now this pathway, isn't there? There's this consistent theme throughout the age groups, and it does feel like you're all sort of singing from the same hymn sheet now.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was one of the keys when I come in, was to make sure that we had a good pathway from the very young age, you know, as well, not just the older boys, but so that we could sort of see that pathway grow, and we could nurture them. We're not a full academy. We're a youth development, but we do have talent in the area, you know, that there is talent, and we've seen that in the last couple of years with the lads coming through, and long that may continue really, because the ultimate aim is obviously Football League, and eventually, hopefully down the line, there will be an academy status, and we want to be somewhere near a proper academy. So we have to do things right, and we work really hard, and the coaches do, and everybody involved in it, so that we can get somewhere near that status really, I suppose.
Now, obviously, you've been at since you returned to Torquay United, been in and around the club now for around about 18 months. It's been, I'm sure it's been a whirlwind experience. It's been some time in football like no other. But are you enjoying it? How have you found it?
Yeah, no, I've loved it. You know, it's always been a club close to my heart, and I always say that, and it's true. It's not a lie. You know, it is. I live in the area, or I live in Devon as such, and I have done for a long time now. So it is something that is very special to me. When Gary and Downsy brought me to the football club, you know, I was thankful for that, and everything's grown since then, really. I've moved on to be the head of youth. When I first come in, it was just a role within the 18s and a little bit with the first team now and then. And things have grown, which is great, really. And I love every minute of it. I love the football club, and I want it to achieve things and be a part of Gary's journey and everything that goes along with it, and the football club.
So looking ahead now, because we're obviously in March, and normally youth fixtures will be beginning to sort of wind down now. It's not going to be quite that way this year. How do you envisage things going ahead with the fixtures? You touched upon there might be some action going into the summer.
Yeah, we've had talks with the different various leagues that we're in, and a lot of them are saying they want to start up again, which is great for the kids especially. But we're looking at a summer league, maybe smaller format, so it's a little bit more local and not so far traveling. That was hopefully one of the key things that come out of it. And once everybody started to say they wanted to enter the competition because they had the choice, now they're starting to look at the fixtures. We've had a fixture list out for the JPL, and they're looking to continue into the summer months, which will be different, because obviously we're winding down and the coaches get their holidays and what have you, but they won't get that now. So not that we can go anywhere, obviously, being in lockdown, but it will be different. But I know, and I'm speaking on behalf of all the staff, they are really excited to come back, and they've missed it just as much as the kids, really. So yeah, hopefully we get back to doing what we love doing, and hopefully take it in the right direction, really.
Well, there may be no tropical holidays on offer, but if you're going to be playing throughout the summer months, there might be a few tans being taken on the touchline, won't there?
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? I'm actually a believer, I suppose I could say, that I would love to see the leagues go into the summer months, especially in the UK, where as the weather we've had bad weather over the winter. We haven't played because we've been at home, but it does put a hold to a season anyway. And the summer months are great when you're out there and the sun's shining, and you can go on that pitch and enjoy your football without having to worry about the wind, rain, whatever it may be, the hail. So I do like that. I do like that thought of it, and maybe in years to come, that may be the direction that we sort of venture into, I suppose, as a the UK or whatever, because of the situation with the weather at the minute.
And of course, the training is very important, but matches are also important. It might not be the results are as important as they are in the first team, where results are the be all and end all. But it's very important that they get back into match day mode, and they're blessed with having some great facilities up at South Devon College, aren't they?
Yeah, no, it definitely match. You can never beat that match practice, that match sort of fitness, as you say. A lot of our lads, as I said to you, they've been doing extras. And what I mean by that is at home, they've been going for runs, they've been doing Zoom calls, they've been doing little sort of drills in their gardens. They've probably broke about 50 plates and stuff in their house, I can imagine, and ornaments. Well, mum's not very happy, but they've been doing it, and it's been great, that they've done that. But you can never replicate a match practice, and that match fitness is completely different. So it's going to take them a little bit of time to get up to speed, and they're going to feel it in their bodies, because it's normal to do that, and they've missed a lot of months, so hopefully we'll get back to training. I think we're a few weeks into training, and then we start our season, so they'll have enough time to get that core fitness, a little bit of match practice within that, and then they're ready to go then.
And one of the other nice things that you've done over the past few months, Chris, is that you've introduced with these catch-ups that you're saying, with the young pros that have come through the ranks, like your Olaf, your Louis, your JJ, Owens. They've also been involved in those, haven't they, to show really what can be achieved, and that the end goal is very much within their grasp. How have the youngsters responded to that?
Yeah, that was really, really great for the youngsters to see that there is that pathway, and that vision, and they found it hard, because you've got the likes of my second years, who are looking to try and get pro contracts come the end of the season, and they've not had football, so they haven't been able to show what they've got, what they know, what potential they have. We are looking at getting those boys into the first team environment, so that the gaffer and Bouncy can get to see them a little bit more, and then make decisions on them. But having those Zoom calls with those boys shows that there is an opportunity, and if you are good enough, the gaffer will give you a chance, and the football club will give you a chance. And that is the key to any successful youth system development, whatever you want to call it. You have to have that end goal, because these kids all have that dream, and it is a dream. I know they're fans, first of all, most of them, because they live in the areas and they want to play for Torquay United. But it's that getting that pro contract is the end and end all, I suppose, for them, and their sort of vision that they have at the end of it, really.
Brilliant. Well, it's really great to hear this. It's a real positive, feel-good story around the football club, and hopefully we'll be able to hear a lot more off you and how it's going over the next few weeks.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. It's great.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for joining us again today, Chris. Really do appreciate it. And Yellow Army, thank you for joining us. We're back with another interview very soon here again. But in the meantime, take care, keep safe.